Okay, on that basis then, good morning everybody. I'm David Colbert, and so I'm the MC for this induction of our next class of Kurt Fearnley scholarship holders. So I'm the General Manager of Marketing, Communications and Community at Commonwealth Games Australia. Can I begin today by acknowledging the traditional custodians of the land on which I'm on, which is the Wurundjeri people, and pay my respects to their elders past, present and emerging. So welcome to you all. As we had a brief little conversation there about the impact of the Paralympics and what it's done, and for me it was a great honour to be involved in my third Paralympics as a commentator. Without question the best, although the Sydney Paralympic Games were an extraordinary moment for the movement, and the feedback that I've had from the coverage on how, and this wasn't something that was done intentionally. Kurt mentioned it on the very first segment that he was involved with, that we see the disability, but we look past the disability and we see the athlete and the person. And it wasn't something that we were told to do. It's something that we just do because parasport should have the name para removed, because it's just sport. And what our athletes did in Tokyo was extraordinary. And we enjoyed it for the sport that it was. I've always said that and it's not just because Kurt's here, that the T53, 54 wheelchair races are some of the best sport that you can watch. It's like a cycling race and an athletics race combined on an athletics track, and the 1,500 and 5,000 in the wheelies are better than the 1,500 able-bodied races, hands down, every time. And we saw that day in, day out. So it was a great honour and privilege to be involved in that. And as Kurt also mentioned on numerous occasions, the fact that the Commonwealth Games has an integrated program for parasport athletes, and they are just members of the team, of the athletics team, the swimming team, the cycling team, table tennis team, etc., is really important. So on that note, can I introduce our CEO, Craig Phillips, to welcome the inductees and have some opening remarks. Craig.
Thanks, David. Good morning, everybody. Hopefully you can hear me okay. And welcome. Thanks for taking the time to join us this morning. Could I start by just welcoming a few people on the call. Caroline Searcy, who will talk to you in a moment, is the chair of the Carbine Club in New South Wales, and she'll explain to you the relationship between us and the club, between Commonwealth Games Australia and the club, and obviously some of the reasons the club is so supportive of this program. Tom Dixon, I hope, is on the call from NSWIS. NSWIS are our program support partners for the program, and help athletes, particularly those that might have had much experience with it, in how they set their programs and keep monitoring and providing some other program services. So, Tom, if you're on the call, welcome. Is Jasmine Greenwood with us? I can't see her on the list.
She's joining in a little while. She just had some stuff to do this morning.
Okay, well, welcome her when she joins on. Kurt, of course, is the name above the headline for our program. So we're really delighted that Kurt saw the merit of the program a couple of years ago when we approached him and allowed us to call the program in his name. But also, as you'll hear later from Kurt, he plays an active role in the program as well. To members of my team, I'll miss some because I can't see all the names on the call, but David, you've met Tim, who's our General Manager of Team Performance and Operations, who leads the program. We've got Ren Thompson, we've got Lee Sherman, and some others as well from CGA, who are a member of our hardworking intern crew who support a lot of our media activities. So welcome to all those guys. And finally, and not least, welcome to our 4 new inductees for the program. So Sarah, Indiana, Jessie and Alex, welcome to you guys, and congratulations on being accepted into the program and becoming our recipients for the 2021-2022 period. So we'll hear a little bit more later in the day from you guys, I'm sure, and also to you know, how we hope that this is an opportunity you can grab hold of as you progress through your sporting careers. I might just quickly give a bit of background as how we end up to having a Kurt Fearnley scholarship program, and sort of our relationship. And David's already touched on the fact that the Commonwealth Games actually has events for para athletes included in the program, and that's been the way really since 1994 in one way or another. But certainly Manchester in 2002, and I'm sure for some of you our scholarship recipients, Manchester 2002 is probably even before some of you were born, so a long time ago. But I think at those games we really started to see the first real serious integration of events for para athletes into the program, and that's grown from there. For Gold Coast, it was the largest program of sports for para athletes that we'd ever seen. 300 athletes across 7 sports were included, and we'll see that increase again for Birmingham, where the sport of 3x3 wheelchair basketball, which should be pretty exciting, will also be included for the first time. So we've continued to see it grow. I think I would assume Kurt would attest to this, that what we did see on the Gold Coast, though, and I think it was largely due to athletes like Kurt and others, we saw the prominence of para events grow. We saw the focus by the Australian public in it grow. And in fact, one of the things that is commonly mentioned to me whenever I talk to people about the Gold Coast Games, and the first thing people say, wasn't it terrific, really enjoyed watching it, is they invariably say it was great to see the integration of events for para athletes. I have to tell people it's been around for a while, but I think Gold Coast just took it to a new level, and hopefully in Birmingham we'll see it rise again as part of the games, a key part of the games. So New South Wales Carbine Club has been a pretty generous supporter of Commonwealth Games Australia now for a number of years, and help supporting our teams through donations basically on a four-year cycle. But in 2000, and that generally what happens is that donation sort of goes into our coffers and helps support our team costs, so sending the team off to the games. But in 2018, we were approached by the club to say, well, what is it we could actually do that might make a bit of difference here, and also was a great way of highlighting the club's support of Commonwealth Games Australia and the Commonwealth Games movement. So we came up after a bit of consideration with a scholarship program designed to support athletes in para sports, or as David's will correct me, I'm sure, sports for para athletes. So we looked at how we could actually develop that program, and I'll let Caroline cover some of that history in her presentation. But the good thing is the club did support that notion, and also NSWIS came on board to provide program support. And fortunately, when we approached him with the idea of what we're trying to do here for supporting athletes from New South Wales as they start to move forward in their sporting careers, whether Kurt would agree to have his name put to the program, and we were delighted when Kurt did agree to do that. But as I said before, you'll find that Kurt's engagement with the program is more than just his name on the program. It's actually his involvement as a mentor and a supporter of athletes in the program. So I'll let him talk about how he does that a little bit later. So we've had 2 intakes of the program. You guys will be our 3rd intake and our final intake before we get to Birmingham. And of course, our goal for you is to provide you with some support, which hopefully will get you to Birmingham, but also support you more broadly in your sporting careers. And I know we just talked a bit earlier as we came on the call about the 5 athletes who were scholarship recipients in either the first or second intake who actually made their way to Tokyo, which for us we were delighted to see that our support, amongst other support, was already helping athletes get on their journey. So we were pretty pleased about that, and we're hopeful that 5, and some of you guys, I would hope, also join us on the team in Birmingham next year. So from me, congratulations again. We're pleased to have you on board as recipients of our program, and we look forward to working with you to help you get the best out of the program you possibly can. Thanks, David.
Thanks, Craig. Thanks for those words and introduction and the important background to where we've got to today, which is excellent. Can I now introduce the chair of the Carbine Club of New South Wales, who this program wouldn't be possible without, Caroline Searcy. Thanks, Caroline.
Thanks very much, David, and thanks to Craig Phillips as well, obviously fundamental to organising the Kurt Fearnley scholarships over the last couple of years, and also to Kurt yourself for being such a supporter of these athletes that we've assisted so far. And I must say congratulations on a fantastic role in commentary at the Tokyo Games. It was absolutely sensational to see, and I think you and Joe Griggs make an absolutely fantastic commentary team, so I look forward to seeing you in all sport over the years on Seven. It was a really great job, and well done on that. A bit of background Craig's touched on already as far as how these scholarships came to be. The Carbine Club of New South Wales has the most incredible membership. I actually pinch myself sometimes to be a part of the club. We're talking about, some of Australia's greatest cricketers, such as Alan Davidson, who played in the Bradman and the Benno era, rugby league, rugby union, AFL greats, Olympic champions such as Ralph DeBell, and of course Kurt Fearnley now is a Carbine Club of New South Wales member as well. The club's charter is to raise money for junior sport, and as Craig touched on a few years ago, the committee was looking at where exactly our regular contributions to the Commonwealth Games were actually distributed. So we felt we could better help more athletes if we could pinpoint who actually was receiving the funding. And as I said, that's where Craig was fundamental in organising these scholarships. Carbine Club members now know the para athletes that they are raising the money for, and it's been really great through this period for the club to, we haven't been able to fundraise and hold functions, but we had something to focus the membership on through the Tokyo Paralympics. And the scholarships have been incredible already. The performances by the 5 of our initial inductees over the first 2 years of the scholarship at the Tokyo Games was just so exciting. So I'm really looking forward to hearing from Jasmine Greenwood. I can't see her, she's not on there at the moment. But anyway, it was just fantastic to cheer her on. And I think most of Australia was cheering Jasmine on. At 17 years of age, during that final, winning silver, I'm just looking forward to seeing you progress to Birmingham, the Commonwealth Games, and obviously beyond. Similarly, with Ricky Beatar winning the silver for the Dolphins in the freestyle relay, and Alyssa Jordan as well, Luke Bailey on the track. They put in fantastic efforts, and Jessica with the Gliders basketball team did get a huge amount of court time, but all 5 have a really great foundation, giving their youth of representing Australia for many years to come. And I think that's something really important for the group being inducted this morning. And congratulations to Sarah, Indiana, Jessie and Alex on being selected as a Kurt Fearnley Scholarship recipients. You're part of a really highly regarded group of para-athletes who've been handpicked by the selection panel from Paralympics Australia, the New South Wales Institute of Sport, the AIS and Commonwealth Games Association as really high-class prospects for the Birmingham Games next year. And what I see as being really important is you're part of that select number of para-athletes who go beyond that. I think we really saw in Tokyo that a lot of the gold medal winners were having, they were at their second, their third, their fourth Paralympic Games. So being so young, you're all such exciting prospects for the future, and certainly for the 5 recipients so far, they've represented us so well, and I'm sure they will be competing in their second, third and fourth Paralympic Games, and hopefully a lot of Commonwealth Games as well. I think the longevity is such an important thing that, sport really has to offer. We can look at Kurt himself, look at Dylan Alcott as well, of course, winning that fabulous Golden Grand Slam as well, winning the US Open as well as the other slams and the singles final at the Tokyo Games. And I think the current inductees today are part of that wonderful era as well. So I think, bringing everything together with so many people watching and being so supportive, our members of the Carbine Club can follow you on as well in the same sort of way for many years to come. So Sarah, Indiana, Jessie and Alex, I know you not only have the close support of your team, your coaches, your family and advisors as July 2022 approaches, but you also have a great base of former sporting champions in your camp cheering you on towards Birmingham, and just as vitally in the years afterwards as well as you pursue your athletic dreams. I know for one, I'll be looking forward to seeing them coming true to Birmingham and onwards as well. And thanks again to Craig and the Commonwealth Games Association, Commonwealth Games Australia team and NSWIS for being fantastic partners in this scholarship. And again, thanks to you, Kurt, for lending your name to the scholarships and being such a great inspiration for the current inductees and the past inductees. So a big thank you to you as well, and good luck to everybody.
Thanks, Caroline. Excellent. And again, thank you to the Carbine Club and the New South Wales Institute of Sport, who are partners in delivering services for the program. So now, without further ado, and hopefully he's able to speak and he's not mooted, is Kurt Fearnley. What a legend he is. 13 Paralympic medals, 3 of which are gold, 4-time world champion, 2 Commonwealth gold and 2 Commonwealth Games silver medals going back to Delhi in 2010. And of course, his sign-off when Bruce, I think, said, Kurt Fearnley, your work is done, as he went across the line on the Gold Coast. We saw what Kurt brings to all of Australia during his work during the Paralympics. We've seen it on his television programs, his interview style, but his work with Joe, as Caroline mentioned, was just extraordinary. It was his work in the commentary box next to me made me look fantastic. So I appreciate that very much, Kurt. You are an Australian sporting legend, and we're really grateful for the work that you do. And it's great to see your portrait from Arne behind you, which is also magnificent. So over to you.
Thank you. I was going to actually start the meeting like this and just get out of the road. Look, it's weird to receive praise for having my name associated with this scholarship, because it's the honour is all mine, 100% mine. The thought of being associated with the development of our next junior para, or our next para athlete out there, is a real privilege. The growth of the sport and the growth of para sport has been remarkable. I know. Well, firstly, I remember watching one of the first events in the Commonwealth Games for para athletes in 1994. It was when I was relatively new to the sporting movement, and seeing people with disabilities held into the in the Commonwealth Games. United family was something that I was really enthralled with, really just amazed by. It hadn't occurred to me that this was possible. For the Australians, we had Paul Wiggins racing in the marathon at that point in time. But I do need to thank Craig, David, and also Caroline for the support of this as well. You're supporting my community, and a group that I've constantly said over the last few weeks of coverage that this is my extended family, and the way that it is supported and the way that you have grabbed hold of them, I am just extremely grateful for. Often I think we come from a place where people with disabilities in sport have felt like we are the other, and I definitely don't see that now. I see this embracing of my family and my community by Com Games and Carbon, but also by the greater community, which is it's really heartwarming. My involvement with this scholarship is it's twofold, I think. One, I get to see the organisations that supported me, the organisations that I felt grateful to be a part of, in particular Com Games and Swiss, support the next group of New South Wales athletes. But also I get to be a part of their journey as well. And speaking to them, I was fortunate to speak to each of them before they left Australia, before they took part in this team. Also touched base with many of them multiple times throughout the year, just to see how they're going, to see what joys COVID had put into their preparation to celebrate when they were named in the team. And then to celebrate on air with Joe when Ricky and Jasmine also collected silver medals for Australia. It was, for me, it made the games a lot more personal. Also, seeing their journey into the team and seeing the respect that they held the Paralympic movement was such a real moment for me as well. Seeing 15, 16, 17-year-old kids own what it is to be an Australian Paralympian or an Australian athlete with disability on that national stage was just incredible. We get there because of the support, not just of our coaches, but to think that the Com Games and Carbine also and Swiss played a part in getting them there as well. But also there are no doubt mums and dads on this call and the support of you doing the constant driving and the picking up when everything falls apart. I would like to acknowledge and thank you as well. And to the new recipients, good luck. Congratulations on everything that you've done to get yourself here. Here, you know, it's strange to think of now that there is a history of Paralympic performance in this squad, and there will be a very strong future of Commonwealth Games performance in this squad as well. I look forward to not just seeing the 5 who were qualified to this year's Paralympics, but I am sure that that list will grow in Birmingham and beyond. The opportunity to race for our country, it's just such an amazing experience. It's such a pinch yourself moment that I hope that you really enjoy the lead into it. We're only months away now from naming a team to Birmingham, and I do hope I get to celebrate with people from, if not this squad right now, then definitely the extended squad already. And thank you for doing what you do as well. We often we often praise, or we often celebrate the moments, but I'd like to take this moment to thank you for all the hard work that you've done to get yourself to this point. You're recognised as a future, not only competitor for Australia, but hopefully a future leader for the Australian sports movement. Whenever you get off this conversation as well, please take advantage of what we speak about here. Please engage and give me a call. Please utilise the experience of previous athletes that have also been on this squad. Reach out to Jess, or reach out to Ricky, or any of the other recipients. I'm sure they would love to hear from you, and they may be able to offer you insights into what this scholarship can give to your performance or preparation. So thank you for everything that you've done to get yourself to this point, and utilise this moment as something of a moment of almost recognition, of validation, and use it to potentially lever yourself into whatever is next. We're there to help wherever we can, and I do look forward to joining you on the journey as much as I possibly can. I apologise that I do have screaming kids outside the door, and they're likely to barge down at any moment and take control of this meeting. So if that happens, I will be fine. I might just turn the screen off at some point and gracefully retake control of the life. But until then, thank you, and I will hand it back over to Dave Colbert. And calling you all the action from the athletics track at the National Stadium, Dave Colbert and Tim Matthews.
Thanks, Kurt. Men's T54, 1,500 metres, just about to get underway. Good one, Kurt. And if we can have one of those sort of BBC moments where your kid comes in and you have to shoo them away, like in the very early days, that would be wonderful. So good one. It's time now to introduce our inductees, the class of 2021. And so I will I'll introduce you and give a quick rundown, and then if you wouldn't mind turning your camera on each one of you, so I can have a quick chat to you and we can get to know you a little bit better, that would be great. It'll only be a couple of questions, but that would be awesome. So our first inductee is Sarah Clifton Bligh from athletics. Sarah is a bright prospect in the T33 F32 category, and Athletics Australia believes that Sarah has got a very strong chance of representing Australia in Birmingham in the T33-34 100 metre event. She's currently not nationally categorised within the high performance system, and therefore the Kurt Fearnley Scholarship will make a huge difference in enabling Sarah to achieve her objectives. We're not 100% certain what the program is for the Paris Paralympic program just yet, but hopefully those events will be on the program, and Birmingham will be a step on the way to Paris for Sarah. So Sarah, congratulations to you. Welcome to the scholarship, and just let us know what this scholarship means. Oh, hello, Louise Savage is here as well. Hello, Louise. Are you in quarantine or are you out?
No, I'm in quarantine.
Okay.
Hey,
Congratulations.
Sarah, congratulations.
Thank you so much, Lou.
Congratulations to you too, Louise, on what you were able to achieve with Maddie. It was just the marathon was one of the best things I've ever seen. Had us on the edge of our seats. I don't know where you were, but you were probably going nuts. So congratulations.
I was in the stands, very stressed.
Yeah, it was awesome. Hey, Sarah, what a group that you've got. Hey, you've got Louise on one screen, you've got Kurt up above, and you're now part of the scholarship program.
Okay. Sorry, I've got it on my computer and on my television, so I'm sort of looking between two screens. It's just amazing. I honestly didn't think I'd get it. So when I heard the news, I let out a bit of a screech, and I got my dad quite startled. So it really means so much that you chose me. No, I'm getting teary. Apologies. But like, it does. It really, like, I guess it matters to me because I can do it. Sorry. Like, yeah, like, I've never felt like sport just gives me, I guess, a sense of belonging to a community. Like, I was the only person in a wheelchair in my primary school, and like, it was hard. And so when I joined athletics, it was just like a whole network and a family just welcomed me in. And it's helped my, I guess, my mental health as well as my physical health. Just like exercising every Saturday. So, and it's fun.
Good on you, Sarah. That's exactly why this scholarship is so important. And I felt like I was back at the Paras with the way you've expressed that and how you expressed it and what it means to you. And so congratulations. And I'm sure everybody here will want to tell you that we can't wait to follow your journey, and really do hope that when we're announcing the team for Birmingham, you're on it. Kurt, I'm sure you would agree with that. Have you got any quick fire up for Sarah?
Just how great it's been to get to know Sarah previously, and I'm so proud that she's on this squad. And she is definitely, she found community in the sport, and we found great future talent and member of our community in her. And we're grateful for everything that you did to get here, and I cannot wait to see what's in front of you.
Oh, thanks, Kurt. It means so much to me.
Good one, Sarah. Congratulations. Thanks, Kurt.
Thank you.
Our next inductee is Indiana Cooper. Indiana competes in the T38 100, and based on the world rankings at the moment, would have met the criteria for Birmingham. So we're hopeful that remains to be the case. Not currently categorised within the individual Athletics Australia high performance system. So like Sarah, this Kurt Fearnley scholarship will allow her to receive support that she wouldn't otherwise be able to receive. As we can see on the screen from Gundagai in New South Wales, a famous place in Australia for the dog on the tucker box, which I'm sure we've all been to along the highway now. Indiana, congratulations to you and welcome to the Kurt Fearnley Scholarship.
Thank you.
This is a welcome diversion from school. I can see that you're in your school uniform, so you've told your school, sorry, I can't come to school this morning because I need to come and talk to Kurt Fearnley.
Yeah.
You tell us a little bit about yourself and what you hope to achieve in athletics.
So I'm hoping to go to Birmingham, hopefully for the 100 metres. My goal for this season and next is to try and get sub 14 in the 100 metres. And yeah, is that it? Yeah.
And how much did you enjoy watching the paras? Because we had some great athletes in your category, in your classification, and it must have been wonderful to watch.
Yeah, it was really good. They both ran really good races. I've got one of my close friends who ran in the T35 100 and 200 Isis Holt. She ran really well, and she messaged me about her races, and I was like really proud of her for coming back to athletics and giving it a go.
Hey, how good are you going? You've got Isis on the phone. Now you've got Kurt in your corner as well. That's pretty good.
Yeah, yeah.
Well, congratulations. It's great to have you on board. And Kurt, fire up message for Indiana.
No, well, you've obviously got the right people around you. Isis Holt is one of the most wonderful people that I've ever met, and she thinks a lot of you, and that really says a lot about who you are. Congratulations. And as someone from the bush, hopefully, I grew up out past around Central West New South Wales, out around Cowra. So hopefully this support helps you be able to travel into the competitions, or just gives you a little bit easier access back into where most of the comps are. And good luck.
Yeah, thank you.
Thanks, Kurt. Good one, Indiana. We look forward to following your progress. Next up, Jessie Chen. Jessie competes in wheelchair class 3-5 table tennis. Narrowly missed out on qualifying for Tokyo because didn't have an international ranking, unfortunately, due to COVID and other activities. But certainly Table Tennis Australia, and no doubt Jessie, are hopeful that he will qualify for Birmingham. He won the Oceania Regional Class 3-4 men's singles in 2019 and is categorised within the para table tennis developing athlete squad. This Kurt Fearnley scholarship will enable Jessie to attend some national camps and also provide some assistance towards competitions, as well as providing some coaching and sports science and all of those elements that he'll receive from the New South Wales Institute of Sport. So, hey, Jessie, congratulations to you. Welcome to the Kurt Fearnley Scholarship.
Yeah, hi, thanks. That was a surprise for me then. And so thank you everyone who is support this scholarship and who is support me. So yeah, thank you everyone.
Jessie, you must have watched the Paralympics with great interest, because our table tennis team, produced some extraordinary results, and the amount of coverage that the para table tennis got at the games was fantastic as well. So it must have given everybody in your sport a real boost.
Yeah, I was proud of them. They make a history in this year, so that was a surprise. So I just hope and we can just move forward to the next step and go more top for making other history then. And
as you may have also seen, and we saw the little clip on numerous occasions, table tennis is a very popular sport in the village, and there was, of course, a major table tennis battle going on at the games, and good old Scooter seemed to be a very difficult opponent. Kurt, how's your table tennis skills, and what can you help Jessie with?
Jessie, congratulations. My table tennis skills are horrible. I would make Riley Batt look like a gold medalist in the table tennis, I think. Mate, congratulations. We're creating at the moment a pretty strong legacy of table tennis in Australia. To see Lena, Yang Chen, Marlene come home with medals in the sport, a couple of gold medals between them as well. Millie Tapper, they're becoming more and more well known around Australia. I wish you luck. It's great to see you entering such a strong team, and I'm excited to welcome you to the squad.
Yeah, thank you, Kurt. Thank you.
Well done, Jessie. Congratulations and welcome on board. Our final member may well become a mentor for the current members as well, because Alex Tuckfield competes in the 100-metre backstroke in the S9 category, and after being fourth in the Australian Championships, qualified for the team for Tokyo, where he won a bronze in the S9 400-metre freestyle. So, Alex, congratulations to you. Welcome back welcome back home.
Thank you. Yeah.
We'll talk about the scholarship in a second, but let's talk about Tokyo. Hey, have you got your medal there? That's the.
It's in the other room. Yeah.
Okay,
I mean, Dad can go get it for
Dad's
me.
going to go and get it because we want to see that
Yeah,
piece of
so-
Bligh, mate.
I guess the biggest part for me getting that medal was honestly, I came back to my apartment on the day, with my medal still around my neck. Here it is.
Woo!
Yay.
Buddy.
That's
The heavy one. And I basically came back to my apartment in the village, sat on my cardboard bed, and basically just said to myself, like I've been away for 3 months at that time because Sydney went under just as I left, and so it's been a long ride. And then basically I sat on my cardboard bed, just thinking to myself that like I absolutely love this team, and I want to be a part of any team I can make because the people that I met were just the best kind of people I could ever meet. So I'm aiming for comms, I'm aiming for worlds, I'm aiming for any team I can ever make. That being said, though, comms is definitely going to be very hard with COVID in Sydney because I've got to swim in the ocean, the pools are not open. So I've just recently bought myself a wetsuit for the ocean swims that are about to happen after quarantine.
And so, Alex, it's been such a rapid rise for you. So 1 minute you're hoping to compete well at the national championships, you do that, you're then on the team, and then all of a sudden you go to the games and you win a medal. That's dealing with all of the other things that you're having to deal with, with COVID, etc. That's a rapid rise.
Yeah. I came very confident in the games in Cairns at the staging camp. I swam like amazing times in training. I did, what was it, like a 4:12 in training, and my fastest time that I did in Tokyo was 4:13. I guess it was just the whole, it was a very interesting experience. So obviously, training is a bit more different than swimming in the Tokyo pool, but I came in very confident, hoping for, whatever outcome, but a medal was still always a surprise.
And as we know, because there's a lot of stress on the Australian sports system and funding's not easy, and even though you're a bronze medalist at the Paralympics, you're currently not categorised by Swimming Australia, and so this opportunity, the money, the doors that are open at NSWIS, etc. What do you think that will do to help you and take the next step?
Well, hopefully, like I said, I got to start as soon as quarantine's over for me at home. I got to pop into the ocean because Gladys has closed all the pools, and so I'm really wanting to make comm games. I really hope I do. I just got to make sure I swim my backstroke amazing in the beautiful ocean.
Yeah, hard to work out where you're going when you don't have a roof.
Yeah.
Don't swim straight out, otherwise you'll end up in New Zealand.
Right. But yeah.
Good one. Congratulations, Kurt. Welcome. This is this is the rise of the Kurt Fearnley Scholarship. We are going straight to medalists.
Mate, you're a superstar. That was it was great to see you swim in Tokyo.
He's frozen. We'll see if he comes back and we can continue. It was great to see you swim in Tokyo, and if we can get Kurt back, we'll come back to him. So well done, Alex, and welcome to the club.
Thank you.
So there are our four: Sarah Clifton Bligh, Indiana Cooper, Jessie Chen, and Alex Tuckfield. So it's a great group, and we can't wait to watch your progression as we build towards Birmingham. I noticed that Jasmine's joined us now. So hello, Jasmine. Tim, do you want to do Jasmine next, or do you want to? You do. That's a thumbs up. Okay. So Jasmine, welcome to you. Congratulations on your performances in Tokyo. We heard Kurt give us a little rundown on that before. Are you in hotel quarantine or are you out? That's the first question. And then you can tell us about your Tokyo experience. Welcome to you. Thanks for your time.
Thank you so much for having me. Sorry. First of all, I would like to say congratulations to all our new Kurt Fearnley scholarship holders. That's an incredible achievement, and I was super pleased to be one a couple of years ago. So congratulations. And second of all, yes, I'm in hotel quarantine at the moment. It's day 7.
Okay. In whereabouts are you? You're in New South
I'm
Wales
in
or?
Sydney, yeah,
Okay.
at the Meriton, so it's quite
Yeah.
nice actually.
Okay, very good. And tell us about your experience in Tokyo and your performance.
Yeah. So obviously I was on the same team as Alex, and the experience was incredible. It was nothing like I've ever experienced before. I mean, I've been to the Commonwealth Games in 2018 and World Championships, but there was nothing like that. It was so much bigger and better, and my performances were really good. I was really nervous, obviously, with it being my first Paralympics. It was a bit daunting, but I was really happy to come away with a medal and a PB. So yeah, I was really pleased.
And the Kurt Fearnley Scholarship as an inaugural scholarship holder in the first intake, Ricky Beto was a scholarship holder as well on the team. What has it meant to you, and what has it enabled you to do that you might not have been able to do otherwise?
Yeah, I think the first thing would be being able to talk to Kurt. He actually rang me before my races when I was in Cairns, and I was like immediately very starstruck by that. I was like, oh my god, it's Kurt Fearnley, he's calling me. What? So that was really cool to talk to him. So thank you very much, Kurt, for ringing me. That meant a lot to me to hear from you before Tokyo. And the second thing is obviously all of the benefits, like the funding was really good. It obviously helped me get to where I am today. And also all of the access that I got to NSwiss, like at trials, they were really great with helping me recover for my races. So yeah, it was incredible. I'm so grateful.
Excellent. Tim, do you want to allow any of the group to ask questions for Jasmine?
Yeah, that sounds
Or
like
do
a great idea.
So
Right.
if Sarah, Indiana, Jessie, or well, maybe not Alex, because you're on the team member, you might want to give us some inside information about your own experiences. But if you do have a question for Sarah, just let us know. And while you're thinking about that, maybe if you can just if you can see the little hand up question on the 3 dots at the top, then you can let me know. Sarah, what's next for you? Sorry, Jasmine, what's next for you? What are you planning once you get out of quarantine?
I don't know about the COVID situation at the moment where I live. I live in regional sort of New South Wales, so I'm not in Sydney. I'm not sure if it's a bit more flexible down at home, but I'm going to find out, I guess, when I get out. And then I'm obviously, like a lot of the other athletes on the call, hoping to go to my second Commonwealth Games next year in Birmingham. And also there's the World Championships. So I'm hoping to do that. But I'm also going to be in year 12, so I'm going to be studying very hard. So that's another goal of mine, is to do really well at school.
It's a busy year, hey. A lot of we've talked about it a lot, the busy year next year with World Championships, Commonwealth Games, domestic season, series, and etc., as well as year 12. So you're a good planner?
Not really. I depend a lot on my teachers. So I'm really glad that they're really reliable and very helpful and flexible towards me. But yeah, I'm a very goal-driven person. So I'm going to try and achieve everything I want to achieve. And that's probably going to be very difficult, but I'm going to see how I go.
Good one. Sarah's got a question. I can see your hand up, and I can also see your cat prowling in the background.
Sorry. How did you balance school life and like assessments, HSC with like competing?
That's a good question. It's actually really hard. I'm not going to lie. It's very hard balancing school and swimming, especially with swimming. I train 9 times a week, so I'm up every morning and every afternoon at the pool. So in between my day, I don't get to rest. I go straight to school, as a lot of you probably know, and also go through. So I think it's important to not be too hard on yourself when
you know, especially with me, I'm actually supposed to have exams when I get out of quarantine. And I kind of freaked out because I didn't do school while I was at Tokyo. I just put it all away and I said, no, I need to focus on swimming at the moment. And I think that's what helped me do so well, is not worrying about school. And now I'm back in quarantine. I have like months worth of schoolwork to do. So it's a bit daunting, but I spoke to my teachers and they're really considering like what I've been through, which is really good. So I think asking for help is really good. And your teachers should understand if they're good teachers. And don't be too hard on yourself if it gets hard. And there's always pathways as well. I'm not planning on doing pathways, but you can do like year 11 and 12 over 3 years if you want. There's a lot of different options, and it also depends if you're doing ATAR or not. So yeah, it depends what you want to do, but it is hard. And I'm a very committed person to school. I really want to do well. So I guess I've just got to be too hard on myself and yeah, ask for help. Reach out to your teachers and they should be supportive of you and your sport. Hopefully that helps.
Thank you. And for me, I decided to do pathways just because it was less stressful.
Yeah. Yeah. That's completely fair enough. Yeah.
But it is still hard, especially with online learning.
Oh yeah, 100%. I can agree with that. I think if pathways works for you, it's a great option. Takes a little bit of stress away and gives you more time to really focus so you can do your best. So I think that's a really good idea.
Thanks, Sarah, and thanks, Jasmine. I have no idea what pathways is, but what I do know from my days as an athlete a long time ago is that 1 year now seems like a huge period of time, but in the grand scheme of things, if you had to do your schoolwork over, more than 1 year, that's not going to have any impact on what you do once you get as old as all we are. And I think for all of you, there are plenty of athletes on the team that have been doing year 12 when they're at major games, still studying when they're at major games, doing university exams, etc., that are there to help. So there's no doubt there's a lot of people around. Jasmine, thank you. You're more than welcome to hang on the line if you want to kill another half an hour of quarantine in your day.
Yeah, sure.
What is on your schedule today? How are you passing your time? Have you got a good routine?
I actually haven't exercised very much. I tried to do a push-up yesterday and I just collapsed to the ground. So I'm okay with my schedule. I'm just waking up quite late and going to bed a bit later. So I wake up a bit later and have my breakfast. And today I have a COVID test, so that might happen soon. And I'm just studying as well. So trying to catch up with my schoolwork. But no, it's going well. Yeah. Thank you.
Good one. Thanks for your time.
Thanks for having me.
Thanks, Jasmine. We do need to go through some of the administration. So this is the important bit because it involves the money and the services, etc. So do pay attention. I'm sure you will. So Tim Mann is our General Manager of Team Performance and Operations at Commonwealth Games Australia. So he will be your main point of contact on various elements of the scheme. And as was introduced right at the very beginning, Tom Dixon from the New South Wales Institute of Sport, who are our key partners in this program. So, Tim, over to you.
Yeah, look, thanks, DC, and again, congratulations to all of you for coming into this fantastic initiative, which I'm hopeful, if history is any guide, will give you some sort of assistance or a fair degree of assistance to take you forward. Tom Dixon from NSWIS is actually online as well, and Tom will be your contact at NSWIS. We're really fortunate to actually have NSWIS involved, and their particular role will be to work with you on your plans, and then the financial component actually can help support your plans going forward. What we've had, as you'd be well aware, in the last year or so, COVID has also completely destroyed any sort of plans going forward. We can be reasonably, or not, we are very, very flexible with regard to how the financial support that you can get can actually support your programming. So whether that's through attending training, whether that's through going to competitions, whether that's through buying equipment, all of that will be decided when you actually sit down with NSWIS to finalise your individual plans. And if those plans are currently in place, then it's being quite strategic on where this particular financial support can assist. Tom, do you want to take us through with these athletes how NSWIS will take them through to finalise their individual plans?
Yeah, absolutely. Thanks for having me, firstly, and congratulations to everyone. I look forward to working with you all very closely on your development and achieving your performance goals. And also congratulations to Alex and Jasmine on their recent success as well. I think the Paralympic success recently couldn't have come at a better time for Australia to get behind something positive and exciting, and we'll all work towards Birmingham as well in the same vein. But yeah, so as Tim mentioned there, I'll work pretty closely with you guys, and for those of you who have immediate coaches, we'll work with the coaches as well on how we can best support your development and getting you to those next performance goals that you're all looking to achieve. It'll be primarily through those performance plans. So if you're familiar and have a performance plan in place, as Tim said, that'll be a great first step. But if not, that's fine. We'll work with you and your coaches to really identify what's needed next in your development and utilise that funding and also the NSWIS services and support teams to get you there. So obviously there's those two components, a funding component to really direct that development, but then also what the Institute has to offer, and that's, I won't go into everything, but it's obviously quite broad, and we've got a lot of fantastic personnel that can support you in the areas most needed for you, but certainly developing as comprehensive a performance plan as we can is the best way to going and to really leveraging this scholarship for you and your development. And as you can see, there's been some brilliant success in the past as well. Pretty much the most important thing I can sort of say to you from my input into the program is just to ask questions. I'm here to support in every which way I possibly can. And as Tim said as well, over the last year, things have had to be quite flexible. So the best way is just to keep communication coming. Any question, big or small, throw it at me. You'll have my phone number, my email address, and all the rest of it. So I'll just be at the other end of a line to ask anything. And that's probably the best way that we can really get the most out of this scholarship and this program for you. And yeah, hopefully getting you to those goals that you've all got set.
Look, yeah, thanks for that, Tom. And really, you know, ultimately, at the end of the day, this is a real opportunity where you can utilise the great work that NSWIS can provide you to add value to your program, and that's the whole key to this whole particular scholarship, is to value add to what you currently have at the moment, so that you'll be better off once you've actually you've finished with the actual scholarship. And hopefully we'll see you all in Birmingham, which I suppose out of all the added attractions that DC talked about, with all the calendars, one of the most highlighted things of Birmingham is it is the birthplace of heavy metal music. So if you're not too sure what that is, make sure you Google it or ask your parents, because they'll probably know what that is. So look, thank you again. We look forward to working with you, all of the parties, and I wish you all the best in your endeavours, both on and off the track. So back to you, DC.
Thanks, Tim and Tom. Tim and Tom, thank you to both of you. So question and answers. And so athletes and parents, if you've got some questions for any of us here, then now is your time. Of course, as both Tim and Tom mentioned, that we're available for questions if you don't have one right now and as we go through the program. But if you've got a question that you'd like to ask anyone, then now's the time. There we go. That is a good session then. We have a question? Yeah, we do. Indiana.
Sorry, it's her mum here.
Okay, hello.
Hope.
Hi, Mum. What's your name?
I'm Hope.
Hope, how are you?
Good, thank you.
Congratulations and well done on all you've done for Indiana already.
Yeah, and thank you for giving her the opportunity to be able to further her career. So, as everybody knows, we're in a very small country town. There isn't a lot of pathways towards coaches for Indiana in this town. So she currently has a 18-year-old boy who sends her through programs and is helping her along, who's great. But my question would be how she can further along to a high-performance coach.
Okay. Tom, do you want to answer that? Is that a question that I can put in your direction?
Yeah, absolutely. Well, obviously, finding the right person to be able to chip in and provide that advice that she's looking for would be the first thing. But certainly, if we don't have that in-house, we have the connections to the greater coaching network in New South Wales and Australia. So we'll no doubt be able to track down the right person that's needed for the next stage of her development. So certainly we can look into that, and just by yourself and Indy connecting with me and working out what's missing. Like Tim said, we're big on the value add. That's the best thing we can do, and so we find out what's possibly missing in what she's currently got in place, and we'll find the right personnel to connect you with that and get you those support needs. So, like I said, whether that's someone we've got in-house or whether that's someone we've got in our greater network, I have no doubt we'll be able to find the right person.
Great.
Can I jump in there for a moment as well?
Yeah, go.
How you going, Mum?
Good, thank you.
Nice to meet you. A lot of the time that will also play out when Indy competes more. So when she goes to regional comps or nationals, then she'll get greater access into the coaches that already have specialist para programs, and that's when the conversations will also progress a lot quicker. So although, and at the moment there might be, once Indy races at a national, she might see a particular coach who coaches other athletes that have similar disabilities, whether it be or similar distances, and those linkages might take a little bit more time. So, but they will get better and more the more that Indy competes, and hopefully the scholarship helps with that competition, getting her to those comps where other athletes are at. Also, I grew up in the bush, and my coach found me when I was about 15, and there were a lot of phone calls. I think I saw him once every 12 months for the first couple of years, but hopefully over time it'll become a bit more clear.
Yep, great, thank you.
Yeah, so there we go. We're on the way to a solution there, which is great. Sarah, question from you.
Sorry, my mic is a bit gruff. How does NSWIS work with my coaches, like Louise and my strength and conditioning coach who works at Sydney Uni Gym?
Yeah, sure. Well, NSWIS works very closely with Louise as an NSWIS coach herself. She actually sits, about 4 desks down from me, Louise. Sorry, there's the dog goes. So we've got a great, obviously, connection with, like I said in the previous question as well. We've got a great sort of connection with some coaches we have in-house, but also we've got a great connection with the greater network as well. And certainly in respects with your S&C coach as well, we can work and connect our internal personnel with those currently working on your program. And they're going to have the best insight as to what they believe you might need next in your development. And then we utilised the resources of the scholarship, the Kurt Fearnley scholarship, to try and access those and get them included, and and add that extra value to what you've already currently got. So so like I said, we've got a great in-house connection. We've got a great network, obviously outside as well, and it's really just about linking people up and communicating and finding out what are those last little tweaks that we need, or little value adds that we need, and making sure that we get them.
Thank you.
Sorry, DC, you're on mute.
Oh, sorry. There you go. Alex Tuckfield had your hand up. You got a question?
Oh, yeah, hi, it's David Tuckfield, his
hi,
father.
David.
Hi. Look, I just want to thank Kurtz and the Carbine Club and Commonwealth Games Australia just for the support. As you mentioned, Alex wasn't categorised leading up to the Para Games, so his coach has been incredible, and you're kind of on your own during that whole stage. And this is going to be very helpful to support. Like he said, he's been able to go get a wetsuit now to go train. He was training in the ocean during COVID. In an $80 steamer that's not easy to swim 2 hours in the water if you ever try to do that. So things like this is just so incredibly helpful. And we see what happens. The Commonwealth Games is tough for swimming. There's not too many events for para athletes in the swimming area, but nonetheless he'll give it his all, that's for sure. But thank you so much again.
Well done. Thank you, David. Well said. So on that note, I think we might wrap it up. We're a little bit ahead of time, but that's not necessarily a bad thing. So thank you to Craig and Caroline for bringing this to life. Thanks again to Kurt for everything that he's doing in this space. Great to see you, Louise, and enjoy the rest of your quarantine. And we look forward to seeing you out at some point. Same to you, Jasmine. You might get out on the same day. So we look forward to seeing you back in your normal habitat, out on the tracks and in the pools, etc. And congratulations, Sarah, Indiana, Jessie and Alex for being on the next group of our Kurt Fearnley scholarship holders. We can't wait to follow your progress. Whenever you've got an update or something you want to share, you will have been in contact with Ren at Commonwealth Games Australia. We love having content from you, doing things. Make sure you tag us into your social media posts if you do have content that you want to share, and we'll love sharing that with our audiences as well to help build your own profile and share your journey. So congratulations to all. We'll be officially releasing this induction later today to our audiences on our website, etc. So keep an eye out for that, and we're away and running. Congratulations.
Thank you, Dave. Great job as always.
Congratulations, guys, and thanks to everyone who made this work.